You are going to spawn somewhere along this tree line, and you got this nice plains biome right here. As you can see, a lot of flat area to work with, but you also have a small little island over there. So if you want to just move over here, you can. Pretty good island there to build on. You got this nice Cherry Grove village off in the distance following the river, along with a pillager tower, a ruins portal, and some more flat areas to work with. As you can see right here, you got a little bit more over here on this island. And if you like building on top of those hills, those are pretty good spots as well, usually. As you can see, not too much to worry about if you want to build on a flat lying area. Just pick where you want and you're going to be pretty good to go here. The second seed is going to have you spawn on the side of this hill. You got a nice little flat area over there if you want to, but the main focus is going to be up on top of this hill. As you can see, really good flat area on top of this hill. And if you go further, you come across this village in between this valley. Kind of blocks the river a little bit, but still, this looks pretty good. Off in the distance, you got a little bit more flat area. You got some more plains biome over in that area with the mountain and a rune portal. Now, on the other side of this valley, you got more flat area to work with. As you can see, right by this coast area. So if you really like building by the coast and you like having a little flat area that ain't quite at the water level, here you go. This seed is going to spawn you in this snow plains biome with a flat area right at spawn. However, if you continue going along the flat area, you're going to come across a village not that far from spawn. As you can see, the forest line's right there, and that's your spawn point. It's going to be around there. And you got this pretty good sized village with some more flat area over on the other side of the village. So a lot of flat area to work with in the middle of the village. However, you also have a second village that's not too far. So if you wanted to build like a road or something from here to there, it's not going to require that much work because the inclination from that village to that village is not high. Now, if you go over here, back to where you spawn, but on the other side of the tree line, you're also going to have this little island over here that you can get to by just walking since the water is completely frozen over. So a little frozen island if you want to end up building on here or doing something with it instead of being by the village. This seed is going to start you off on a nice little flat area right here. You got a little flat island right here to work with, not too far from spawn. Got a little shipwreck over there if you want to investigate that. But over here, you got a pretty large flat area. I mean, like, look, once you get down to the level, there's a lot to work with right here. And you got a little bit of flat area on the other side as well, but this is probably going to be the largest part of the flat area right here. And you got some jungle over there, and you got some variety in the trees. So if you're looking for different types of trees to build, you're going to be good here, but you're not going to really see too many villages or anything like that near spawn. You are going to spawn in this desert area right here. And if you look over in this direction, you got this very massive desert flatland area to work with. And over here, you got a little bit less flatland area to work with. You got trees in between those two parts of the desert. So if you need some trees, there you go. You got 3 of them. You got a desert village over there. And if you go to the other side of your spawn, which is, like I said, is right down there, you have a pillage tower and another desert village right there. And on the other side of the hill, you also got this pretty good flat area to work with. So overall, you got like 3 really solid large flat areas, 2 desert village, and a pillage tower relatively close to spawn. This seed is going to have you spawning in this flatland area right here, which is a pretty good flat area to spawn. If you go behind you, on top of the hill, there's a lot of flat area to work with there as well. However, if you just keep looking, as you can see, you got a lot of flat area to work with right there. If you go over here more, you got some more flat area to work with over here. You got some over here. You got some off in the distance over there. You got the little, I'm not sure, I don't think that's fully an island. It's almost an island right there that you can build upon More flat areas right here, and got a little flat area right there, and off in the distance, as you can see, you got a nice village right up against the mountain. So overall, you have a lot of flat areas to work with a bunch of trees all surrounding, as you can see in the distance. And heck, you got some more mountainous areas over there if you want to go and explore in that direction. You are going to spawn in that general area right there. If you go down the hill, you will come across a island that has a lot of flat area to work with. And if we lower down here, as you can see, pretty good on the flat area over here. You got some stone part of the island over here, so if you don't want to deal with the trees, or you like building on stone, there you go. However, if that doesn't catch your interest, if you climb up the hill from spawn, you're going to come across a Badlands biome with a lot of flat area to work with. So that's one little area right there. As you can see, you got some more right here, and it goes all the way over there. You got some more over here, and as you can see, just in general, this Badlands has a lot of flat land areas to work with without having to, do too much effort in order to get it flat enough for building purposes. In this seed, you are going to spawn in this vast flat desert area right here. You got a lot to work with for the desert, and if you want to come over here to this little peninsula, you have a lot of flat area to work with. You have a little desert well there, gold block right there, shipwreck off in the distance over there, and if you head over back to the other side, you have an island. So if you want a peninsula or if you want a little island to build on, you have both options right here. And as you can see, it's relatively flat at the top of that little island. And if you come back over to this flat part of the desert, you will start to see that you do have some trees. As you know, there's a bit of lack of trees in the desert typically. So you have 1, 2, and then 3 over there for a total of about 5. You have a desert village off to that part of the area. But if you want more trees, there is actually some good news. As you can see on top of that mesa biome over there, or the Badlands biome over there, you have some trees on top of that area. So from there to there, you're going to have to make a little bit of a trek, but overall, you will have some trees and building material for this desert area. You are going to spawn in this general area right here. You got a little flat island right there. So if you want a flat island at spawn, there you go. You got a lot of flat area to work with in this part of the peninsula that's close to spawn. You have a flat island over here to work with a tree on it. You got some flat land over there to work on as well. But starting from this peninsula, you're going to come across a lot of different flat areas. Right here, you have a little one there, one right here. You got a bunch right up here that goes pretty far. And it goes some more over here. You got a little flat area on top of this hill. And then you got some more by the pillager tower. Some more right there. And that's spawn, by the way. So you have all that close to spawn. You have a pillager tower. However, if you go over here, you got a little flat area to work with on top of this hill. And you got one at the bottom. So you could have a lot to work with this feature. You could turn it into like a castle or some kind of fort or whatever the heck comes to your mind when you look at that. That looks pretty cool. You have a rune portal right there and a village right on that hill or by that hill over there. So you have a lot to work with close to spawn. But yeah, really good flatland seed. You're going to spawn right in this part of this flat desert biome. And as you can see, there's a nice feature over there, which I'll get to in a bit. But this is the flat area right at spawn. It is really, really good. It's a pretty good sized flat area. You have a desert pyramid relatively close to spawn. You have some more flat area over there and over there to work with. And if you just follow this area right here behind the desert pyramid, you're going to come across even more flat desert area to work with. You also have a flat thing that's called a Badlands biome right there for if you want to build in that. And as you can see, we've got even more and more large flat desert area to work with, which is honestly very nice if you want to do a build in the desert. Now, over here, you have a little bit more flat area to work with on this little island right here. And the final feature is this desert village that's partially into the plains biome, as you can see. You got grass over here, grass over there, and then it just kind of goes into this plains biome, and you also got some jungle over there. So you got a lot to work with here. Got the savannah biome over there as well. So honestly, I really like the seed. I think this is one of the best, not just flatland seeds out there with how flat that area is, but village seeds with this little interesting feature right here.